Welcome back. Mirage was an interesting affair, which was taken by Team Spirit. HellRaisers won 5 rounds and then went absolutely missing. They disappeared. They were jettisoned into the sun by Team Spirit. And now we move to Dust 2. Perhaps a fitting end to the CIS minor. Lots of fragging to come. And we spoke about the snipers for both sides on Mirage, which weren't really necessarily the key players, but on Dust 2, surely they will be. You want to turn your mic on, Dan? There you go.
There you go. I'm part of this show too. Right, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because this is, again, a great sort of puggy map, potentially, for the likes of HellRaisers to get a lot of damage done with their individuals. And it's hard to say really exactly what was going on for them on Mirage, but obviously that was not how it should have gone, and it felt like they were a bit disjointed. They couldn't connect the dots at all. We saw some individuals opening up opportunities, but generally speaking, after the first 5 rounds, which looked pretty together, it seemed like the game plan just evaporated. So definitely looking towards a more, like, if there's no game plan, at least just get the individuals going. I mean, they have over the 5 players that they have, a better pool of individual players. So I think that they should go the way of HellRaisers, but I thought they would crush Mirage. So what do I know?
What do you know, Dan?
What's a great question, James? And,
I have no idea
it.
who's going to win this, really. I mean, I don't know.
well, I mean, when you have like the Mirage, where HellRaisers are supposed to just beast them, and then it looks like that, and then they just, like, as you said, disappeared completely off the server for the rest of the map. It's just, I mean, obviously not taking anything away from Team Spirit. Team Spirit played well, but we just know that HellRaisers can do a lot more. So it's just quite strange. So I understand, James. I understand your pain in trying to predict this. It's not going to be an easy one. But for Team Spirit, it's for the taking. And let's not forget, their T-side was actually pretty savage on this map. So if they start T-side, I want to see them start T-side. I want to see them beat HellRaisers. I want to see HellRaisers get knocked off the server, because they need to wake up, man. They need to wake up.
Well, we still need the last player to connect to the server for HellRaisers. I can't wait to have a haircut tomorrow. We've got 2 days off. I'm going to shave my head. I don't even know where the nearest barber is around here. I'm looking forward to that. Currently, the teams are playing football in the B bomb site. I say the teams, 2 people are doing that over there. So we wait for one more HellRaisers player to join, and then we'll be kicking things off. But in the meantime, FACEIT! When is the the finals on Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it Croatia and France?
Oh, what's he doing? He's trying to ruin the game.
France and not England. Croatia deserve it, though.
He's trying to push it inside the wall or something.
I wonder if there was a football on Inferno, I wonder if it would go in that hole where the bomb went on the B bomb site, if it just fall into oblivion. Off there you go. Oh, why you got to be like that, Sotfik?
This is great content, James.
Why you got to be like that? At some point I cut my knee in the last hour or so.
Really?
Yeah, I've got a cut on my knee.
What, from comment?
I don't know why I have a cut on my knee then. Okay, the last player is apparently stuck on a toilet. That's what the production have told us. I don't know how. Have you ever been stuck on a toilet or in a toilet?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, maybe it happened, but not that I know of.
I don't think I have been stuck in a toilet.
Not even like locked in like you've been at,
the problem is I can't remember anything, so
or something like that.
I don't know.
I had a friend who fell asleep in one of those at a rave once. He fell asleep and he got kicked out by security.
I fell asleep in, I don't know. No.
He fell asleep at I've
fallen asleep in toilets actually multiple times, and I woke up with a dead leg and I couldn't walk properly. I just shake it off.
I've never fallen asleep in a toilet.
I did fall asleep at a System of a Down concert in Brixton Academy because they've got seats on the higher floor, and I always had a problem with auditorium type seating. It just made me fall asleep. So
really?
I just fell asleep about at least 3 times.
I had that same experience with coaches, with coach travel. I used to do long coach journeys because cheapest way to get to airports, and every single time it's just like a phase that for some reason a few years where as soon as it started going, and it's it gets a little bit hot in there, and I just doing that constantly, and I didn't want to fall asleep. So you constantly, you're fighting it all the time, but it's the worst thing ever.
On the London Underground as well, for those of you coming to the major, for me being a taller guy, the seats come up to here at the back, So sometimes I'd fall asleep and I'd be like this, which is not what you want on
drooling
public
everywhere.
transport. And once I woke up and there were like 4 German tourists dressed in Oktoberfest stuff, like just all singing and shouting around me. I had headphones on as well, so I was just seeing them, and all I could see was it was really bizarre, really bizarre.
Yeah.
Well, where is this last HellRaisers player?
I recently, like, speaking of, like, issues with traveling and stuff, I recently, like, last year, I started to get, like, some car sickness sometimes, like, which I've never had before.
Motion
but, like,
sickness?
I don't know, like, it seems, I don't know if it's, like, related to, like, low blood sugar levels or something and being nauseated, like, after flights or whatever, but, like, I get some taxi rides, if I'm not feeling 100%, I just, like, get, like, nauseous, which has never happened before.
Yeah, it must be something triggering motion sickness, I guess.
Yeah.
I had that on a recent car journey after my puking extravaganza in Bali. I threw up 5 times in one day in 6 hours on a boat. Not fun. Including one time 5 meters underwater. That kind of sucks.
Nice.
That was really bad. Like when you throw up in the first hour and you know you're on a boat for 6 hours, it's like you just can't do this. It's great.
How do you, like, release the puke from your regulator or whatever, like when you're underwater?
There's a purge button on the front, so it's designed to deal with that. So if you were to, like, fill it with things, then you press the purge button. I would just pull my regulator out.
But how does the purge button work? Like, is it... Because you've got a thing on your mouth like this, right?
Yeah, it's got holes on the side.
Oh, okay.
So it will force whatever is inside out of the...
Oh, so you have to, like, hold your breath or something when it happens, or...?
No. So if you... Let's say you took your regulator out and you had water in your mouth and you put the thing in your mouth, you could press the purge button and it would just take everything out. So you don't need to do anything special.
That's awesome.
It's really
technology, man.
Yeah, it's really awesomely designed, actually. It's really cool.
Imagine the older divers who don't have that technology back in the day. I wonder how recent that is. That technology.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm glad. Also, I didn't have my own gear with me. I like to dive with my own regulators, and you know, people pee in wetsuits and stuff.
Yeah.
Didn't even have my own wetsuit because I had to leave it all in China with some random guy.
There's
I don't even know what his name is to this day.
someone I knew from one of my, I think, secondary school. Her family ran this family business, and they did specialized diving equipment, and they're one of the main producers of that in the world for, like, professional divers. And that's something to do with the regulator, some specific thing they made. Anyways, we are into the game. Finally, we're here. We've made it. Congratulations if you stuck with us all this way. And we've got Dead Fox looking to go for the defense there. That's an okay start. Issa picks up 1. Dead Fox as well, just thinning them out. Angel will not be welcome. He will not be welcome. No Angels here. The bomb has been planted. The Bombzors. Bombzarino. And HellRaisers will rotate around to Dark. And Angel is sitting very, very weak, licking his wounds in CT spawn. He's really far away. Like, really far away. He's playing the boxes in CT spawn.
And he's dead. He's dead, Jim, but not as we know it. Woxic looking for kills now, I suppose. Oh, he's got a kit. And the knife.
Ooh,
Bonus money. Bonus money. Nice.
There we go. So Team Spirit pick up the pistol. Now this is going to get interesting because we saw how strong their T-side was in the previous series on this map. And so they're going to be entering this with a lot of comfort. They've already run some T-side rounds, and that's a good way to start, isn't it? Headshots onto Dead Fox through the doors, and in goes Coldy. He is looking for more, and he'll find more. Oh my god, body defense, but he won't survive the retreats. And it's a 4v2. So Team Spirit, there's nothing that they can do wrong here at this point. So long as they move together as 4, have good spacing, and just run to that A site and get the plant down, there's nothing that the CTs can do. So they go for some smokes here. These are again some smokes we saw that they were throwing routinely on their last T side of Dust 2. Block off CT spawn, block off the peaks from shorts. And so the only way to peek them from a short is to push past that smoke, and then if you do that, you don't have cover. So that's the reason why that smoke is strong. So the 1-0, and things are looking rather nice. We have a Team Spirit. It's the start that they wanted to start that maybe they deserve. What are HellRaisers able to do this game? They've got a lot of answering to do, I think. It felt as though they were lacking some focus or something. Something was obviously not right for them in the previous map. Team Spirit are good, but they're not. I don't think if you see a top. I mean, we were talking about history of HellRaisers, and obviously they've gone through many iterations, but that last result was somewhat characteristic of those older sort of demons that the team had, where they would, you know, I guess actually what you would know them for previously, the older demons I'm speaking of, is throwing away big leads, which, you know, it's not obviously exclusive to their history, but there's no real reason, I think, for it here, as we see, you know, Team Spirits are a good team, but HellRaisers, they've got the quality to have a competitive map of whatever map they play against them, and we'll see now the AKs coming out. Davkos on a scout, though, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure he'll upgrade soon enough. This will be more than enough to deal with the pistols. I gotta say, scouting is a lot of fun.
It is.
That movement speed just feels really good.
Satisfying.
But the thing with the movement speed is, I think, you know, you have to practice it a lot to like really get a good feel for it, because it doesn't feel like there's no other gun that feels anything like it.
Wholeheartedly agree. Hello. Oh. Song in there somewhere.
Goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Hello.
Who's the guy who made that song?
I don't know. Can't help you. Oh, that's a shame.
Martin Solveig or something.
Solvent.
Martin Solvent. It's called Hello. Woxic is saying hello. Shaking hands with Somdai Young and Davkos.
Scout duel. So this kind of works out for Team Spirit anyway. You know, they wanted to rebuy some of their guns. We're going to see the AWP on Davkos in the next round, and similarly for Somdai Young, upgrade to the, or make sure that he has an AK. Not sure if he actually had one. I think that there was an SMG, so he likely would have had it. And we'll see HellRaisers on a full buy as well. That said, does Woxic have enough for an AWP? Yes, he does. Just about AWP and flash, nothing else. He's got precisely enough for an AWP and a flash, and nothing else. So, or would he keep this? No, yeah, that would be kind of weird to keep the scout. I think
with the positions he plays,
I don't think he won it.
It would not make sense.
Oh, he's doing it as well.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, it's a weird gamble, because if you consider many of the CT AWP engagements are, for example, from the car position. Oh, never mind. We have the Rash B.
Ooh.
But the counter flashes are here. Look at the preemptive Molotov towards the car. I like this idea. And Issa gets a kill with a Molotov. Dead Fox shutting things down. And Dima is alone. Davkos making his way through the smoke. Angel and Woxic starting off slow. The tags. Ooh, close. Woo! Davkos. I like that.
That's big.
They're expecting him to play, trying to catch the CT. I mean, to plant. Sorry, trying to catch the CTs off guard. There's a lack of communication there on the smokes. Just throw him, get him down. But now they have half the smokes they might have otherwise had. However, more important to have the guns out. Dima has a headshot angle, waiting for them to advance these CTs. No more smokes. Ooh, unlucky not to get that one. It's clipping the top of the bricks, maybe. We can see the bullet marks, but that's enough shouting done by Team Spirit to have HellRaisers turn tail and run. 4-0 for Team Spirit.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Because that was a really bold play to... And I love that they had the tenacity to do it. Well, the tenacity, the audaciousness, that's actually the word I wanted, to actually do it. Because, you know, the AWP is there as well, and they did like a 5-man push too, that everyone was there. And as you mentioned, the pre-nays were absolutely destroying them. The HE did so much damage. They ran into the Molotovs out of the smoke. It was really ideal for HellRaisers, but they still managed to make it work. So that's really, really important. And
you know, those double HEs, man, sailing in. When you see those initial grenades. Lovely play from Davkos. Things go from bad to worse for Bondic and his team. Okay, will be quietly collected though by Woxic.
Such a big pick to get at the start of the rounds. There's so much space to cover with the CTs. Beautiful. Good read from Dima of the situation. He'll be able to play safely around the Xbox. And, oh, yep, that's good. Got to be careful with these doors. Wasn't there a moment when they were metal in the previous? They just like, made them metal suddenly.
They were metal.
And everyone was unhappy.
Yeah, people don't like change.
Glad they're back to being wooden. And Woxic. He's got to win. Like, if this round can be won, it's because Woxic gets 3 kills here. There's one. Bomb is at his feet. Can he prevent being traded? Yes, there's another one. Woxic's doing a wonderful job, and they are struggling to push him at this point. Just 1 man and 1 AK. Finally, Davkos delivers the goods. But he just has some time, but he won't expect the lurk from Coldy. Good effort from Woxic, but it's still 5-0 for Team Spirit.
I think his AK went spinning after he was compromised. Davkos again. And Davkos again.
Ooh.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah.
Dust 2 is the playground for Davkos at the moment. And it's Team Spirit who have taken a tactical timeout here.
I like that a lot. It's too often reserved just for when you're having trouble. It can be really useful to just figure out what the game plan needs to be, how it should develop,
and what is to come.
Where have we found success? What are the points? Like, what are the opponents going to have? Because that's the other thing too, is you want to look at the opponent's buy. Okay, what are they going to have? Because that informs how we're going to play this. Okay, we know this is the first round where Woxic's going to be on the AWP straight away, and everyone's going to have lots of nades. This is a very different round to any round previous. Let's see. And so I imagine that will be part of the decision-making process. Fast long take coming in. No, if they see no contestation here, they know that that's HellRaisers made a play on short. Oh, how is he alive? Bondic, how are you alive? That is a gift from the heavens that he is still standing in this round. And the long take was so fast, they don't have to commit to it. To pushing the site, they can leave 1 man there and try to take more map control. Try to clear out short and hit the A split. That's always a possibility. But they have these. I was going to say they got this short smoke and the CT smoke that they've been throwing very often. They're going to go with it.
I feel like this is what happens every time. Just slow down things at long and then go long. All in one direction, but how do the CTs deal with it? Angel missing his duel, and the rest of HellRaisers are simply out of position. What do they choose to do with this?
Oh, this is really cool. Sorry to interrupt you, James, because as you say, they've been going to this a lot. But if you think about it, it's actually really strong the way they do it because of the short smoke and the way that they smoke CT, and they have like 5 guys with their backs against the wall. So you can't really get easily flanked or anything. It's really difficult for the CTs to stop you taking the bomb site. And now what they're doing, because they're running this like heavy pressure on long, they're gonna commit HellRaisers to having 3 players at long at the start of the round, because HellRaisers need to deny them long control at the start of the round. So Team Spirit, eventually, they're gonna hit a fast timing in mid for a fast B split, or they can hit a fast timing on shorts, or even in the tunnels, because HellRaisers will be very far away with 3 players on long at the start of a round. But the question is, will that be the adjustment? It's the most likely one.
AWP up for both teams. HellRaisers still on a big fat 0. A difference of $15,000 at stake here. You could buy a lot of stake with $15,000. CT's winning the duels though, going for the transfer. The frags continue. Woxic so close. And so low, 0 HP. The bomb spotted on long. Davkos will be heard on short by Issa, who's rotating. Deadfox still in CT, so 2 versus 2. The bomb does not need to be committed in the long position. But CTs don't know that. Davkos running distraction now. That's a pretty good smoke. Issa knows one's on the side, so he makes the play. 2 versus 1 now. Deadfox comes in from short, and away we go. First round on the board for HellRaisers.
And I almost want Team Spirit to do the same thing, like commit to a long take. I don't know if there's a way for them to modify it to make it a little bit safer when the CTs challenge it like they did there, to avoid some of the counter grenades and what have you. But just like making long this huge point of early contention and conditioning your opponent to trying to defend it like this is very valuable. And now Woxic's going to be there, and he's going to get the pick. That's big. Now the CTs have a big advantage, but can they capitalize? Oh my god. Oh my goodness, Dima straight in there. And they're all wiped out. James, they're just going long and winning the game. You've got to respect that.
Yeah, just like the B rushes on overpass. They are keeping it simple. Not overcomplicating things if simple is successful.
Yeah. Love that approach.
Surely HellRaisers will be hunted. Just 2 rifles on the side, no snipers, no sniper rifles. So they're missing some important tools on a map such as Dust 2. Quietly, Soptic approaches.
I think one of the adjustments that HellRaisers can think about is trying to get someone in middle who's sort of ready to get on the fast flank for these long pushes, because you don't want to, like, you can only really put 3 players towards long. You can't just abandon other positions and just say, oh, they're going long every round, so we have to put 5 people on long. You know, that's just ridiculous. So, but what you can do is play a 1-1-3, which is, I think, what Team Spirit wants to abuse at some point. But if you're going long, as you say, just works, just keeping it simple, just hitting long every time just works, then why not keep doing it? It must be so frustrating for HellRaisers to know they're going to do it and still be unable to trade out against them and against players who they very likely think, again, on paper, we are the better players. You know, why is this happening? They're just moving into one position and we can't shut it down. And so HellRaisers are forced to either try to do what they did previously, which is sit on long and, sit on shorts and sort of give up long. But they can't do that now because Team Spirit already proved that if they do that, they can just use their smokes to just take the bomb site anyway. So they have to either challenge it or they have to set something else up on the map.
And there it is.
Going 4 now, yeah.
4-man investment. Woxic deploying grenades, perhaps. But still, Dav cost keeps it expensive for HellRaisers. That's frag number 6 for him. Immediately out off to a different location. He has been very potent today indeed. Very potent Dav cost.
This is so awesome, actually. I'm really enjoying this from Team Spirit. This is like mind games, and I think they're making some really good calls with it. Like they know their strengths, they know what they're doing to their opponent, and HellRaisers are struggling to adjust. It's really cool to see that battle.
You see the bomb dropped a fair amount on the floor of shorts. If you were to drop your rifle, it would make the same sound, so you can sometimes fake. If you were a lurker, for example, and you think someone's in CT, Woxic delivering nice headshot there. Now he's at a point of no return. Angel trying to do something, but he'll have to concede his position or concede all of his HP. Coldy will do the job for him. Issa to trade, but Issa's alone now. And once again, HellRaisers forced to save. Vintage plants on the A site. Spirit having some fun. 8-1.
Yeah, I love this. I love this. It's so cool. And just think about it this way too. They haven't hit B yet. There's always, when a team is doing stuff like this, there's always, like, you know that surely there's one round where they're going to run into B again. And we did actually see that on the first round in which HellRaisers had a bye, they ran into B. But that's been the only round that they've done that. It actually worked, but it was a very, very close round. And, you know, again, we can see good mechanics. You know, HellRaisers have the better individuals. I don't think anyone can contend that. But strategically, Team Spirit are actually just owning them. And it is more strategic even than it's tactical, because the tactics aren't that complex. It's just, you know, a couple of smokes here, a couple of flashes there. But it's more about how you decide to start the rounds and how you decide to finish them. So is it A long again? You know, what is going on here? See, look at HellRaisers. They're sort of trying to preempt the B rush.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Angel's game sense in overdrive. It's despite the current scoreline, watching Angel in some of these rounds across this best of 3 series, you can see what he's thinking about, which is really cool, and it has offered us great opportunities to educate people on things that they can think about.
That car needs a bit of a wash, very dusty. Well, I suppose it's dust. So, either way.
Bird poop. That is just extremely consistent. OCD bird poop.
Oh, yeah.
Just perfectly on the window.
So, another long take from Team Spirit, delayed this time. Here's a short smoke. That, again, it prevents peeking from short. if they want to peek from short, they have to go beyond any cover. And that's for CT, of course.
Bounce with me, as Buster Rhymes might say. Off they go, Team Spirit with some flashbangs in tow. Angel firing a pea shooter. Team Spirit prefer meats.
And one thing to mention about that CT smoke is that obviously there's a difference between the 2 smokes you'd want to drop to cover the cross and that CT smoke. And one of the differences is that CT smoke, well, it's just 1 smoke and it covers all of it. But what it also does, which is really good in rounds like this when there's pistols, is you kind of get a bit more space to back up into as you approach that angle because of like where the car is. There's a bit of a kind of like big cubby there. And you get better engagements with the AKs as opposed to the crossover smokes where the CTs, if they want to flash through and make a play, they're really, really close to you. So it's much higher variance for you to try to defend that. It's very difficult. There's no warning for the flash, but with that deeper smoke, you know, you have much more warning for everything. Like it's much harder for them to surprise you. And so that way it's more consistent. You can't always set that up though, so yeah, these 2 smokes, I'm absolutely learning them when I can.
Absolutely.
These are 2 fantastic smokes.
I'm absolutely learning them.
Those, I say, James does not believe me. To be fair, I haven't had even time to play.
No, I believe you.
recently.
I just, like you said, you're absolutely learning them, and I said absolutely, and I wasn't even trolling. I was just like, oh, what's happened to our vocab?
Yeah. All the
1 to 9 for HellRaisers. Isa, ooh, look at him, he's angry, he's mad. Woxic, okay, good start, surviving the numbers. The round is not won yet, but they are in good stead. There's plenty of cash for Team Spirit. Money, golden coins like Mario on the Game Boy. Okay, Coldy, you must eliminate people. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. Almost. But not quite. 5 players surviving for HellRaisers. 6 rounds still possible. 6 rounds will be glorious in this first half on Dust 2. The final map, once again, both these teams have qualified for the major. Stickers will be created. I have the gun aquamarine? Aqua something? The one with dolphins on. I like to call it a fish gun because they're mammals and it triggers people. So on my fish gun I have the hollow HellRaiser sticker, which looks outstanding. Check it out in my inventory. It is not for sale. Don't message me asking for trade. I trade nothing. My inventory is awesome. Someone tried to once sell me gloves. Those snake gloves. And I was like, how much, bro? And they were like $2,500. I'm like, what's wrong with you, man? What are you doing? Is that a typo or what? 9 to 2. Team Spirit with opportunity to reset to make their lives easier for the remainder of the half, although not having fragged a single HellRaisers player in that previous round gives them slightly more room to maneuver than you might normally see in this scenario. HellRaisers need 4 rounds from 4. Or do they need 1 round 4 times? How do you approach it mentally? That's what the coaches are for. Bondicon long, Woxic by that car position finally. Angel in CT, Isa outside B. Dead Fox in B. Not peeking into the tunnel, holding the off angle. Waiting. Anticipating with these Molotovs. Trying to ruin the timing of these T players.
Oh, bit of spray there through the smoke will casually hit some of these T's. Angel has been lit up, and he's about to be, well, he is.
Now he's a Christmas
down.
tree.
Yes. 4v4 hit. Isa looking to defend. Isa very good. Ooh, nice. Dima's been on one this game. He's gotten some great frags, and that was a really impactful one. And it pretty much shuts things down unless Woxic can find one more very quickly. Which I mean, I feel like he's never out of the question. He's capable of all sorts. Woxic's one of those players that just sort of breaks the rules and breaks the expectation, but that's a good angle from Bondic. Dima was sort of waiting for Woxic, not anticipating perhaps the angle that he could be assaulted from via Bondic. And now, here comes the Molotov. Oh, out of position. Oh, Davkos just, he can't get the shot though as the head appears a helmet for a moment. Coldy in the 1v2 looking for the clutch. There's one player isolating the last one. Woxic, can he make this work with the AK that he's picked up? Yes, he can. And, ooh, we can see some frustration there down in the Team Spirit camp. And that's good to see, because even though they're 9, they were 9-3, they're 9-3 up. It's good to see that they care so much that there's like a lot of frustration there.
Yeah, so make no assumptions. That was a tight one. That shot from the plateau.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
That's gorgeous.
Dima, please.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, he's really having a good game.
That was real nice.
Tactical. So, reassessing what they want to do. Back to A-Long, I say. Get the A-Long shenanigans going. Shenanigans, that was a weird emphasis. Shenanigans. Okay. HellRaisers starting to feel better about themselves. Really able to rely on that clutch factor from Woxic at the end there. Very much came down to the battle of skill, individual skill. And now it might be time for Team Spirit once again. Indeed, they're going back to what worked previously, that long take, and some Die Young will take down Woxic, the problem of the last round, but there's no problems anymore. They are being wiped out. This is so decisive and convincing. This is a save. This is an instant save for HellRaisers. They just won a round. Oh my god, this is the worst thing that could possibly have happened to HellRaisers.
Where's the GG button? GG!
GG. Oh my god, they got annihilated. It's been a while since they hit long really hard, so perhaps, there was just somewhat of a lack of sort of that early focus, perhaps. Sometimes that can happen where, maybe you're not completely expecting it, and your timing is slightly off as to where you are when the push starts to happen, and it takes too long to get to where you should be to have a good position for cover or to trade or whatever it might be. And that is the power of pacing, because if you have fast pacing or slow pacing, or you know when to burst, or they actually wipe out everyone as well. That's really good work. Here's some money in the bank though. Woxic can get an op, and he will need to. 2 rounds left. Oh, there you go. That's big. Right before the smoke popped as well. Oh my god. Spraying all over these fools. Okay. Ooh. Damn. Team Spirits. They are feeling it today. They're looking for that $30,000. Got the major spot. They're not done. Give me that money. And now you got Davkos looking for the peek across. Gotta be so cautious here as the CTs. Oh, did he see a pixel? I don't think he did. I'm not sure. I think we saw an outline actually.
Was Issa trying to bait a shot there, maybe?
Oh, that was close. Oh, nicely done by Davkos. That's really problematic for HellRaisers.
He's really good at those kind of shots. Close quarter, somebody strafing. Okay. Do you want to continue to challenge Woxic? Probably not. You've got the flashbangs. Bounce them over the wall. No. What's Dima got?
Oh, nice.
3 HP. That's what he's got.
He saw the nade go over the top, and then he knew where the guy was standing to throw it. That's brilliant.
Crazy. Oh, boy. Why don't they keep doing this? It scares me. I feel like Woxic could still win the round.
Yeah.
Woxic heading towards the B bomb site. Does he hear Coldy? Is Coldy trying to sell a fake here? The bomb's planted on A. Bondic is in T-spawn rotating towards B. And he's killed Dima all the way down mid with a CZ. There's maybe a gun to protect. Woxic, does he realize the bomb's not beeping? I mean, at this point, I don't know that he's going for it. But if there are players on B and players on A, then where do you go to save your gun?
It's like watching deathmatch. It's like a little fight over here, fight over there. It's like nothing really going on. In particular, just fights everywhere all around the map. So it's like Team Spirit are going to be crippling HellRaisers again. It may just be that they can carry through the AWP. And it's going to... Oh, yeah. So it's going to be the solitary AWP that they can potentially enter the last round with. And that means that there's a shot at the 12-3 half here against HellRaisers. And if that happens, I don't think HellRaisers are taking home that 30k. I think it's going to be Team Spirit. Obviously, Captain Obvious there, but still. It should be HellRaisers on paper again. It's never nice
Pepperoni means so much in this CIS minor.
Did you say pepperoni?
Paper only means so much in the CIS minor. It has been full of surprises, and Woxic cares not for your auto sniper nonsense. That's a Dav cost going down first is a very big frag for HellRaisers, but
oh, they don't know. Just see his head though. Oh, he's the one bullet. Oh, you knew he was good for it, but not on this occasion. Woxic, he's going in, and he is mad, looking to take the rest of these guys down. Goes for the pixel shot onto the head of Coldy, but Coldy from this box position has been very good around the plateau. And he won't be able... Oh, actually, no, he does get the kill. What is his teammate? That is pretty nuts. It's going to be 12-3, James. Surely, Bondic's going to be coming in with the UMP. These players are weak, that said.
Where did the volley go?
I don't know.
Never mind. Never mind, Coldy is there, 18 frags for him. Coldy and Woxic putting in really strong performances, but let's not forget that spray transfer from Dima and all the impact frags from Davkos. So many things going on with so many players. Pretty much everybody's delivering at the moment, for Team Spirits at least. 12-3, 3 rounds for HellRaisers. 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Team Spirit, like, they all look so warmed up. Like Davkos, Dima, Coldy, like all the players that need to perform to win this game are absolutely doing it.
They got the derp out earlier on.
Yeah.
And now firing pure sugar. Dusty pistol round. Everybody for HellRaisers in the short position at the moment. Sundayang will hear plenty of footsteps. This should affect rotation, but the players on B are holding steadfast. Sundayang is rotating, and maybe he can be heard from short as well. I don't know what HellRaisers can really do with that information. Expect people in this position. Low ground and high ground double peak, and Bondic will be good for 2 frags. Can he get another one? Waiting for the double peak, and Bondic gets his 3rd kill of the round. Sotfik with a flash and a defuse kit. Dima versus 5. Ooh. Ooh. HellRaisers mad.
Yeah, this is what they needed. But I really hope that Team Spirit don't force buy next round, because I think it was them that didn't do it last time we saw a Dusty, because it just doesn't really do much for you. If the other team plays the round correctly, you just don't win that round. It's like such a low percentage, and given the investment versus what that investment could be put into on the buy rounds, the percentages don't match up. They're going for it though. They care not for my maths, James. They care not for my maths. Of course, Davkos will save some money. For an OP, he can afford to buy one thing.
Ooh. Nice flashbang.
You love it.
And that is long not taken by HellRaisers. Which means Team Spirit could be in close quarters positions. They've seen grenades, HellRaisers, but they have not seen what guns there are. They will assume CZs and the like. So they'll have to be careful. But how do they deal with this? They're playing slowly. They have time. They've got plenty of flashbangs. 2 players in low tunnel can flash the short position. So HellRaisers, they can be thorough about their approach.
Quite interesting, in the bottom left of your screen you can see a lot of wiping of the sweats away from the mouse hands. A lot of sweat here, all the perspiration thing.
And that's the round, pretty much.
Perspiration.
Bullet, bullet, bullet. Sundayang slowly edging. Issa has the information. He will exchange places with Dead Fox as he's got 2 HP. Mac 10 for Mac 10. Making his way to low tunnel. I like this. I respect this. Hello. Alright then, Sundayang will try to make HellRaisers spend a few extra 1,000. Keep the coffers lower than they otherwise might be. We await the next round.
We await the next round. We are irate. Oh, nice kill. That's a cheeky one. Okay, so next round. Money still sucks for Team Spirit, of course. Full eco. Just rush mid or something. Let's get it over with. Get it over with. quite tense here for Team Spirit. They know that this can go south very quickly. It is Dust 2 after all. The T-side get a good start in the economy. It can be very, very, very difficult. Not even just very difficult, but very, very difficult. Just adverbs everywhere. You know who's not a fan of adverbs, James?
I like trees.
Stephen King. He wrote an essay saying that adverbs are for terrible writers, which he's correct, I suppose.
Well then, what do Team Spirit have to offer? Double the score of their opponents. HellRaisers 3 from 3 in this round so far. CT rounds was sparse in the first half. Will they continue to be so? Woxic with a great spawn to peek, maybe before a flashbang. Ooh, he was close. Maybe tearing out some armpit hairs.
Excuse me.
Who needs a Razor when you got a Woxic? Some Dayang will be left outside the long doors, or at the long doors, on his own. Smoke down, and Team Spirit are in control of said position. Minute 25 for HellRaisers. What is next on the tick list, on the flow charts?
Very quiet at the moment. 1 minute mark approaching. Shots being taken by HellRaisers. Again, pretty usual timing. It's usually between 1 and 1:15 that the T's gain this position in a default. This is very much a default here for HellRaisers. So once you get short, that's when you need to start piecing the picture together. So typically before you do it, you have like a player flash through the double doors from top mid. You clear the close positions on the doors to figure out, okay, what's going on there? Is there someone there? What setup are they playing? In this kind of a setup, it's stronger against A splits. The most optimal round here for the T's would be a B split, but let's see if they can make the A split work. The player on Goose, which is Coldy, is a very big problem if they try to plant. But the bomb is coming from long here, and something Young's going to start things off, instantly going down. It's good support from Dabkos, but he's got two places to look at once, forcing Coldy to peek wide. Coldy's position is most powerful when he doesn't have to do that so early. And this is an effective A split coming in from HellRaisers. And that's a good round to have for HellRaisers, really telling Team Spirit that if you let us run an A split, we're just going to crush you. You have to do something. You have to try to sort of just somehow figure out what we're doing and stagger the push. You have to do something. You can't just let us go for it. So with that in mind, and HellRaisers' money growing as it is, Team Spirit, they're going to start to feel that horrible feeling, James, that we've all felt when your economy is going to crap on the CT side of Dust 2. And that is the feeling of everything slipping away. They're only 5 rounds behind.
Yeah, that isn't so much when you consider that the next round is probably a given. Computer issues, plural, multiple issues, all kinds of issues, all kinds. Maybe the computer was deleted. What was that? What was that format command on Nix's? I can't even remember what it was.
On what?
Nix computers.
Oh, no idea. To be honest, I wouldn't have any. Even if you had said a system that I've used, I wouldn't know through
my
DOS
memory's non-existent.
how to do it on my.
Oh, he's like, hey mate, I stole these phones. Have a look at this one.
Oh, look at
50 quid, mate. 50 quid. So, oh, this case is all right. Screen's not scratched. Think I might buy it. Lads, you got any pounds? I've only got euros. Doesn't look like it takes euros. And these guys are like, man, where's my phone? I had my phone earlier. I'm really trying to remember where I had it. I think I was pickpocketed. Little does he know. His phone is just across the wall.
I looked up the other day sort of why we didn't switch to the euro when the euro came into circulation in 2006. I think it was 2006, 2003, something like that. It's funny because like as a UK, we were one of the most powerful member states of the European Union, and we decided there's like I think there's like 10 economic requirements that you have to meet to qualify to to not switch, I think it was, or to switch, something like that, which we created. so yeah, because we had obviously that was always what I found really weird about the whole Brexit thing, because not to get political, but
of course,
you know, we had so much power in the European Union, so it's like I don't understand. Anyway, again, don't want to develop this point at all. So moving swiftly forwards.
Thanks, Dad.
It's always the worst thing, like when someone, you're in a foreign country and they're in a taxi or something, and they're like, "Oh, where are you from? Are you Britain? So what do you think about Brexit?" So, oh bloody hell, not this again. It's just like everywhere you go, please stop.
I just say, yeah, it's great, mate.
It's great.
We wait for one player to rejoin the server. 5 rounds. That's the gap. I have that monitor. You see the little the red thing poking out on the side? That comes out so you can hang your headphones on it.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's cool.
It's a good monitor. I think I have it as well.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely it's always was really strange to me when you have people saying, "Oh, you know, the hertz doesn't make any difference." Definitely does. Definitely makes a difference. The jump from 144 to 240 is noticeable. It depends on the like. Obviously, if you're playing a really fast-paced arcade game, arcade FPS, like, you know, a Quake or an Overwatch something, it's going to be more noticeable than it is in Counter-Strike, because Counter-Strike moves a bit slower, but you can still tell the difference in Counter-Strike. It's a bit minimal, compared to obviously like 60 to 144, but it's still, you can, you know, if your life is about playing Counter-Strike, it can definitely be worth an investment. But that's a good start.
Too many man.
Too many man.
Always guaranteed to hit someone with 3 people pushing at once as soon as the flash goes off. Team Spirit instantly rotating. They've given up the long position. This is an eco round, and most people have been decapitated. Dima will keep his, but he gone as well. The buy is back for Team Spirit.
Buy is sufficient, as Big Shaq would say. And oh, this is a big one. It's a big one. This is the first like really good chance for Team Spirit, almost taken away after about 2 seconds because Woxic almost decapitated someone there with the AWP. But Davkos all gets the boost in. This is really cool. And oh, opportunity missed. That's unfortunate. That was really close. I think he has that if they don't sort of fluff the jump the first time. That's a bit of a warning shot. Or it is a warning shot, sorry, James. It's a warning shot. And that's going to encourage utility to be used to take short, because you don't know if the AWP is hanging around or where he is. Has he rotated? Has he not?
Tag.
And he has rotated, and they've exchanged leg shots. Oh, not expecting that one. Big push from Dima. Indeed, should be an easy finish. Oh, how did he escape?
For him.
How did he escape?
Did he not see him, or what was going on? Bondik, he crept at the beginning of this fight into the long position, left the bomb behind, however, for safety. So Team Spirit don't exactly know what's going on. Sotfik still in the B bomb site, and now Woxic has picked up the bomb, taking it to long. Som Dayung is in trouble. Oh, he stopped to fight, and Angel could have been there to take the tag first. But there it is. With the time on the clock, how likely is it that HellRaisers go anywhere but long? They have a flashbang on Dead Fox, but that is it. No smoke for the cross, but nobody's holding it. Ooh, oh, that's genius. He shot a smoke grenade to him. Who knew? Off he goes, but Sotfik is almost in position in a long area. Oh, he's seen him. But that's enough information for HellRaisers to make a safe plant, and they can try to push towards short, for example. Angel's doing that, but there is a player in CT ramp. He's got to be careful. Takes it in the face, and he's Dead Fox alone. The Molotov will cost him because they were too close.
Wow, Coldy's really delivering here. I was really curious how much he could do, because he obviously had 5 HP the entire time, but he just first bullet straight on the head both times. And so that the confidence to do that is really awesome to see from him. And you know, you are absolutely correct to highlight him as one of the key players here for Team Spirit throughout every single one of their matches. You can really see just how good he is. Boom. Very well played by Coldy there to secure that one for Team Spirit. And that brings them to 13. And that's the first like big buy rounds won by Team Spirit. The buy round where they have the money for AWPs and so on. And now they double up on the AWPs. Cost and Sotfik on the AWPs. He's trying to make a play onto the long position, and Coldy's there with somebody young. They may be able to defend this. It's going to be difficult, though, it seems. And through the smoke, what do you see out of his peripheral vision? This is very, very rough here. Indeed, we'll see. Davkos actually helping the defense.
What happened to somebody young? Seemed to crater or something. We had Issa try to make a play through the smoke on the corner of long, but Davkos was holding the angle and punished him for doing so, for his insolence.
Oh, this is... They will peek mid. They just will. They want info in a 3v3. And Woxic, he's going to snap it, isn't he? Oh, wow, they don't actually go for the peek. That's really smart. Perhaps just playing the sound cues next to the door. That is very safe.
Dima's just holding the alternate angle to see if anybody comes out of lower tunnel. So he wasn't peeking mid itself all the way up.
I thought it was an AWPer.
But he's made the right guesstimate. And Davkos now is in mid.
This is a big push. Oh, that's good. Second one. Oh, and the third probably as well. Woxic, he gets the flick shot, but now he's... Oh, they both have AWPs. This could be awkward. Holding the angle. Woxic's trying to bait out the shot. That's 40 seconds. Enough time if he gets the kill to plant. Let's see if he can make it happen. Keys trying to bait out the shots. Doesn't know where the other AWP is posted up just yet. Where on earth is he? Buying lots of time in Sotfik for his teammate Davkos to rotate. Woxic is so quick. 25 seconds now to go for the plant. Oh, he's heard the sound cue, and this might be it. Davkos, does he realize? Oh, Woxic's done it! He must have made a sound cue. Because Woxic had no idea.
Did you see what he did for the second kill? He jumped onto double stack and then fell off to get the guy to look above, then went for the peek, realizing that he was somewhere in a car position. That is, you see this? Look at that. That's unbelievable. That is ridiculous.
Funny man, this guy
what
is
an animal.
So good.
Oh, he's just got another frag. Oh, why are you picking him on? Don't do it, please.
It's amazing how good Woxic is. He's absolutely saved HellRaisers on numerous occasions. It is like having a simple back on the lineup. What a clutch. His stock must be just skyrocketing right now. Just the last few months.
Man's a beast.
He is. He's still fresh, James. He can be molded. He can be molded.
Look what he's done. Look what they've done.
13
They've taken it all away.
Yeah.
By force. Repo man.
So in
it's anarchy.
23 rounds, 4 of those rounds have been won by the CT side. Not a good day for the CTs.
Not a good day at all. Team Spirit with a tactical timeout. How do we get back to the T side?
The gums come out. That's good. That's a good sign. It helps focus,
Chewing
supposedly. Something to look up. I've heard that from numerous sources. I'm sure I looked it up at some point as well. Motorcyclists do it for increased focus.
Two-man push in the short position with these lowly pistols, these crappy guns. These ill-equipped players walking to their doom off the plank.
Yeah, it is like walking off the plank, isn't it?
They're into the shot pit and they've got fish tied to their legs.
It's 2 down, 3 to go. Right, let's just get it over with. Yes, yes, yes. And one more.
Sotfik, please make your way towards the nearest enemy. ASAP, thank you.
Yeah, there's like nothing to really do in this round with the pistols. It's not like Inferno where you can actually set up like some really cool traps and stuff. It's really difficult to do anything. Okay, so not too many chances left for Team Spirit. You can see this round, FAMAS 4M4s. I wonder if we'll see a boost on the short. 3 players go short. To the boost 2 players, and push down short. Or okay, we're just gonna get a standard setup. It seems 3 long at the beginning of the rounds, or 2 actually. Some long take smokes, some nades, sorry, and Team Spirit not overreacting to it. They've only got flashbangs left and 1 smoke, so That will help HellRaisers in the long run in this round if it goes to the long run, but maybe it will be a sprint because we've got Angel pushing up shorts, looking for an opening. There's no one on the barrels for him to find. That is like a really annoying off angle sometimes. That can catch you off guard is someone sort of crouched there because there's a headshot angle that the CT is playing and the barrels, you can't shoot through them, so it's a pretty strong off angle to take, but a bit too risky at this point of the rounds. Molly's into A, they're going to go for it.
And off they go, eventually through the flashbangs. Team Spirit, 5-man retake with 6 flashes and a smoke of their own. Davkos is just creeping through the smoke here. So many players with him, but he's trying to use the timing. Don't think any flashes have come in just yet. Som Young is waiting for a flank from the long position. Dead Fox is in mid, and it looks like they have decided to save Team Spirit. So HellRaisers go one further. Round number 12 on the board. Dima stuck in CT spawn, it seems, with his first duel. Does he go for it? He's got no kit. He's got no kit, never mind. Excited for a second. But only a second. Just like many a wedding night, perhaps. One round between the two sides. The money not really there for Team Spirits at the moment, but they are heading towards maximum loss bonus.
Yes, it's a long road, and the road is slowly getting shorter and shorter for HellRaisers. They can see the lights. They can see the lights at the end of that tunnel. It's almost blinding. Almost through to the other side, where glory awaits, the end of the rainbow. Gold and other such marvels to collect. Well, actually, I suppose literally, because they'll be picking up some cash. Some cash. Maybe they'll invest that cash into precious metals like you, James.
Oh yes, I remember that cash.
Oh, you forgot that you hold the.
Oh, well, it's not as much cash as it used to be, Dan. I was triple leveraged. Now Kim Jong and Trump are friends. It's gonna be worth pennies. HellRaisers moving into the B bomb site. Dima with his 5-7. Ooh, oh boy. What? Oh boy, oh boy. This could output so much damage. Okay, Woxic forcing to put it through the wall. Woxic with 3 kills, looking for the ace. He's gonna clutch it again. All he needs is an elbow. But Davkos coming in from the back. And he will take it all away.
When have you ever... That's like the advertisement for the 5-7. I swear everyone's going to be switching to 5-7 now. When have you ever seen it do that much damage?
No, they're not, trust me.
Okay. So much damage with this 5-7. I don't think I've seen that in such a long time. No one ever buys it.
Yeah, only Hiko.
That is incredible. Well, Hiko will be happy with that. That will keep him on it for a little bit longer, perhaps.
Right then, HellRaisers not contesting map control early. They've got 2 smokes down in the mid position, and they're quickly towards short. And they'll take short for free, unbeknownst to them. But will they? Like, we're not really seeing. I mean, they probably assume that there's a few players in long, right? Which is maybe why they don't want to bother taking it. They'll just put the players on the site and play post plant instead and leave Dead Fox in the short position. Davkos trying to delay the plant of the bomb, which can allow the rotation, but it's not a full rotation just yet. HellRaisers are stuck in no man's land. Now the full rotation can come in. Dead Fox can communicate to his team how many people are likely in that CT position, but again, they don't have long. Also, HellRaisers have not a single grenade, no flashes, no nothing anymore.
What is going on? This is scary, scary stuff. Some flashes coming in. Issa looking to find some frags here. It might just come down to him and his taps. That's one. Second one. The third one has to come quickly here as well. Goldie denied Issa. What an absolute beast. It all fell on him, on his shoulders, and he made it work at the end there. His teammates were falling around him, and that's the hard reset. And there is, I think, so this is going to be really tough here for Team Spirit. If they lose this round, they're playing for overtime. Pretty much. This is getting really rough.
Another ropey buy for Team Spirit. And it's just been 5 CT rounds. It's 14-13, and there have been 5 CT rounds in this game. Woxic, he's got 34 kills in regulation.
He is just carrying the
and
hell
they're still a round down.
Out of HellRaisers. It's nuts. I'm telling you, man, it's simple. By another name.
We can't put him in the shadow of another player.
That's true.
He is Woxic.
He is Woxic. But it is quite reminiscent of the full story. Woxic taking down Dima as well. Something Young has got an AWP. And they're going to move towards his bomb site, but with 5 HP, don't like his... What on earth is going on here? He's got the... This is... No, surely not. Somebody Young coming in.
Oh, he's pushing through the smoke with the AWP, but...
Oh! It's a tag. I can't believe it. Imagine if he gets the kill there. Surely he saves this now.
If they communicate that the bomb is there, he can look over the smoke if he's at the beginning of the ramp towards A. So he has a safer peek. Oh, it's the reset as well. So Team Spirit really need it. They don't have that loss bonus anymore. But I mean, well, I mean, it's all against him. He has a kit, but he also has 8 HP versus 2 players who are still throwing grenades. So maybe not.
Ooh. Take a bit of a breather from that one.
I've seen a lot of lopsided halves.
That's been today, all of today. It's been like that. There's not really been one that's not been like that. It feels like... okay, so AWP on the Dav cost. They're going to force it up. 2 forces. Again, this does to... Dav cost has to be incredible in this round. And not only that, they have to also kind of just guess correctly as to what HellRaisers are doing, and that's a lot of question marks on all of that. HellRaisers, only Woxic has been consistent, and Issa on 27 kills, Woxic 35.
I want to see 40. He's got 2 rounds to get 5 kills.
Baits here. This is not working out at all here. That's the AWP gone. They are being melted. HellRaisers, again, much like previous maps. Well, Overpass, not the previous map, but much like Overpass.
What is Woxic's scoreline right now?
36.
It was a rhetorical question, Dan.
Oh. All right. I'm here, James. I can solve your questions. Oh my goodness. Will he get one on the cross? He's waiting for it. And they're respecting it. Oh, the timing. That is just absolutely outrageous.
3 more frags for Woxic.
Oh my god. HellRaisers. I didn't think that they could do it. But maybe in the last rounds, they show that they can. 2
more frags for Woxic. 1 more frag for Woxic. He's got 39. Come on, get out of the way, HellRaisers. He's going for it. He knows he wants it. Look, he's running. He wants it. He's even chasing the MP9. Oh my god, the MP9
to
get the 40 bomb in regulation. That is hilarious. He really wants that 40 bomb. See you on Reddit, Woxic. HellRaisers will win the CIS minor, and Woxic will almost single-handedly get an extra $15,000, $30,000 in total for HellRaisers. That was a hilarious and worthy end to a very long game of Counter-Strike.
It's crazy because, you know, Issa's there with 29 and 13, and you're like, well, that's a bloody good score. And then you look up, and it's like, Vox got 40. So, and then you look at the rest of the team, you're like, oh my god, Woxic and Issa.
You know, he said, stand down. I am getting this 40 bomb with whatever weapon is on the floor. That is pretty awesome. That is a statement to anybody else who is in that major as well. That is a 40 for 13. And he's only got 3 assists. He's just wiping people out, man.
Choose to kill.
Wax on, wax off.
Impressive stuff. I mean, the one thing, though, is that, okay, they win it, they get the extra cash, and that's very nice and all that. But there's been a lot of rounds which should be a learning experience going forward for them, because some of this wasn't so clean. They had to clean their shop. They can't rely on Woxic I mean, he probably is going to do very well every match because that's the kind of player he is, but they can't rely on Woxic and Issa to do all the work.
Someone who is clean and practices good hygiene is Freya, and she's down with HellRaisers.
Yes, James, I am here with Issa and Woxic from HellRaisers. So how is it feeling to be coming first in the CIS minor?
To be honest, I believed when we started to play bad, and on Dust 2, we did in practice like this comeback also most of times. So I knew it, like if we play our games, we're gonna do comeback, and yeah, we did it. And I played a bit good.
Yeah, you played very, very well. That's an understatement.
Yeah, I got a lot of entry frags for my team. Yeah.
So the past 4 times you've actually played Spirit, you've won. So did this give you confidence coming into it?
We always have to be confident whatever happens, and we know we are the clear favorites of this tournament. Like we have been practicing hard the past months, and we were prepared, not on all the maps, but we were fully prepared to win this tournament. So for me, I really believe that it is our tournament, and in the last map, even though we started bad, but I have that this feeling that I will win the game somehow. That's why we didn't tilt at all. We will we didn't give up, and we know we would have come back and we will win. So, and that's what happened.
So just going back to Overpass briefly, you guys started off strong, then it started to slip a little bit. What happened there?
It happens in our team. It's nothing.
Specific?
Yeah, specific. Because every time we have big lead and then we start to relax and then we are losing somehow. So that's why we need to work on stay focused and relaxed when we are winning, so we can stay keep going in the game, you know. So
was it that relaxation that helped you refocus and take out Overpass?
So it's not just about overpass. When we have advantage, and sometimes we are losing our controls and we are peaking. For example, we didn't discuss something, we are doing these moves, and that's why sometimes we are losing, and sometimes can be complicated. That's why, and we have to work about this for main tournament. We have to fix. We can't win like this the other tournament, and we'll do our best. I'm sure about that.
So was that a similar, the issue that came about on Mirage, was that the same issue as you saw on Overpass?
Can you ask one more time?
Oh yeah, sure. So Mirage obviously was your map pick, and then you ended up losing it. So was it similar issues that you saw on Overpass just coming to a head on Mirage?
So you can give answer for this. I don't know what to say about this.
Can you repeat?
Yeah, sorry. Was it a similar issue that you saw on Overpass just coming to a head on Mirage?
No, it wasn't the same issue. In Mirage, we just couldn't play our we started good. It was 5-0 lead, and then I remember we lost some clutch situation, and it broke our momentum and our team spirit.
When you are losing your money economy, and this can be problem sometimes, because we are forcing sometimes, we are believing each other we can win this round, but when they are when they are doing anti stuff, when we are losing and we don't have money, we are overthinking about this situations. That's why it happened like this.
So you said very humbly earlier that you had a pretty decent game. You got over 30 frags in both. You got 40 frags on the last map. Nice.
And I like to play really Dust 2. For Turkish players, is our home maps, and I'm using AWP, and this double door is my home. You know, I'm so confident there. I know when I need to shoot, when he's jumping, or when after smoke, how many seconds, and they can go. I'm calculating everything in my brain, and so yeah. so that's why I like to get entry frag for my team, because when I'm getting this, Angel, our captain, creating a new plan, or he's sending to me another place, and I'm trying to kill them also there, because he know me, I can kill, I can do this job. So that's why he's believing me, and I believe in my team. So we did it.
Wait, I don't think Angel believes in you.
So I just really wanted to ask you about round 21 on Dust 2, where it was a 1v3. Yeah, and you had the AWP and you went on to B-site, and it didn't look like it was going to go your way. What happened? Can you just talk me through that?
When I killed first guy, and after I hear the Davkos scoped, and after I did some bait stuff, and he shot it, and after he went back to car position. So after when I see him like he wanted to throw something or like he wanted to buy time for his teammates, and I understood like other guy gonna come tunnel. So after this, kill this guy, and I just wait for this guy because I faked smoke to door and I faked molly the window. After I just wait, I need to wait maybe 10 more seconds, and after if he's not coming, probably he's gonna come anyway after my planned situation. So but I knew he gonna come there, so I waited and I won this round.
Do you feel like that was a pivotal round for you guys winning the match?
Of course, like it's if we lose this round, maybe we can lose our economy. I don't remember how much money we had in this time, but anyway, you can lose your momentum. And when I won this, everyone started to yell like "good job" and stuff. Like we got our confident again, and so yeah, that's it.
Thank you guys so much. Issa, is there anything you want to say to the fans at home just briefly before we go back?
Thank you all who is supporting us, and I love you. Like I love all of you, and I love my mother so much as well because she's always watching my games, and that's all.
Lovely words from Issa there. Thank you, and congratulations again on your win, on your first place placement in the CIS Minor. We're going to head back to the analyst desk.
One word, one name, one Turkish gentleman on the mouth of everyone. Woxic, what a performance, sir. 30 frags, over 30 frags on that first map. Second, Mirage slowed down a bit, and then he came with what is such a rare thing to see in competitive Counter-Strike, especially at this level. He scored 40 kills within regular time. Congratulations to HellRaisers on finishing first here at the CIS Minor, and commiserations, but also congratulations to Team Spirit on getting that second place, because it still means that they go to the major as well. What a fantastic match to finish the CIS Minor on. It delivered on all fronts, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely getting a nail biter on the third map to close this out. Potentially, you know, always on the cusp of going to overtime as well, but Voxic wanted it differently, and it's always fun to see a player have that kind of just a special moment, because, as you said, they don't come around often. Yeah, no, yeah, that's the thing. Like, he refused to die and just swept everyone with him. Even the couple of times he did die, just brought a whole lot of hell with him.
It's unreal because Issa still got 29, which is an amazing score within itself, but it's completely overshadowed by 40. And a shout out to their teammates as well, Angel, Dead Fox and Bondic. They're all pulling their weight as well, playing their roles as and when needed. And just overall, that was a great performance as the match progressed, because at the start it wasn't.
Yeah, no, the first half was very, very lackluster. The CT side is definitely something they need to have a look into. We saw consistently that Team Spirit, especially abused whenever they had a somewhat decent long spawn, you would see the full commitment from them over there, and very indecisive. HellRaisers really sitting there on the corner of long. Yeah, sometimes you'd see Bondic wide swing, while Voxic and Angel would kind of just be halfway back towards the CT spawn, and there didn't really seem to be like a ton of communication going on between them, and obviously that leads to a very fragile defense.
Matthew, do you feel, at least in part, that maybe HellRaisers weren't super motivated? We saw at the end of the Americas Minor, Rogue, who had got that top seed going into the grand final, also fall to Complexity, who'd worked their way through the lower bracket. That didn't happen to HellRaisers here, but they didn't necessarily look on fire either in this final best of 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it matters somehow that, you kind of make out the spot to the major qualifier, you have to go to bed, and you come back for another game, and maybe, your head is not as fired up as it would be otherwise. Somehow after this overpass win, I thought HellRaisers had it in the bag. They would close it in 2 maps and just roll on Spirit, but what a performance from Spirit on Mirage. Yeah. And then it was really hard to consider what was happening. Was it HellRaisers playing bad? Was it Spirit playing really well? It was probably a mixture of the two, I would say. And this comeback from HellRaisers, I mean, my mind is just blown. I thought Spirit had it,
Yeah, it felt like they probably should have had it. And again, like that 1v3 round from Voxic was pretty much the game changer.
That was nail in the coffin, I feel.
But which is weird to say, right? Because Spirit at that point are up, what I think was 13-8. So you're thinking to yourself, like, how could that be a nail in the coffin for Spirit? But it really felt like at that point, Voxic just turned into this indomitable machine that nobody could really handle. And again, the kind of impact, you could kind of luck your way into 2 extra rounds in order to close out the game in that sense. I mean, Spirit even makes it to 14 if Voxic doesn't come up big with that clutch. Obviously, the economical impact it has on HellRaisers, but also the fact that would have meant probably guaranteed overtime as well, which can go any which direction. So yeah, you just kind of got the feeling once that started happening, once FACEIT started firing on all cylinders, like this was just meant to be HellRaisers' game, as hard fought as it was.
Definitely, and it just seemed that the parts came together at the times that were needed for HellRaiser. Overall, I think it's fair to say they've had a good tournament, and let's focus in on Issa for a moment. This guy, let's not forget, he followed the same path as Rops, who famously pretty much started his career through FACEIT matchmaking, getting into FPL. Issa, in a similar vein, he did the same thing. He grinded his way up those ladders, got into FPL and got spotted there. So for him to do that, get onto HellRaiser, and now qualify for the first FACEIT major, that is amazing to see. I think it's a fantastic story.
Absolutely, and it goes to show that you don't have to necessarily be from a region that's renowned for Counter-Strike, because Jordan obviously doesn't have a rich Counter-Strike history, neither does Estonia for Rob's case. But you know, if you have the work ethic and the talent for it, then you can definitely go places, even though you're not necessarily put in an automatically great position to do it. So from the get-go.
And Matthew, how different is that to see careers like his and Rops being launched from a platform like FACEIT compared to when you were coming up in the scene and all you could do was just work on your own, find those teammates and whichever resources you had disposable at the time?
IRC, man.
IRC, of course.
No, I go back to ICQ.
Yeah, well, yeah.
First time is ICQ.
That's true.
No, but joke aside, I think it's I think it's great. I think it's great that players have now new avenue to kind of show themselves to the world and hoping to get picked up. I think it's really incredibly and it's great. I'm really happy that we get to show like examples of players who rise through like the shadows of FACEIT and that kind of leagues to get there. I mean, it must be a very, very big source of motivation for everyone that's like grinding the game at home.
Definitely. And now let's do a recap of the whole tournament and get up the Group A bracket first so you can see how HellRaisers made their initial push through the tournament. They didn't have to play Namiga. They were unable to attend. They then went on to play Blink, who had beaten Pro 100 on Nuke in a best of one. And they continued to be over Plink, getting into that first qualifying spot to this stage of the tournament. Pro 100 had a bye, Pro Sto had a bye against Namiga, then got revenge against Plink, and then went on to join HellRaisers in those qualifying spots. Group B, we saw a Vanguard fall to Forza, which was a bit of a surprise, and Forza went on to meet Spirit, and Spirit, who had beaten Monolith relatively convincingly, then beat Forza as well, getting into one of the qualifying spots from Group B. A Vanguard 2-0'd Monolith, and then 2-1 Forza in a very scrappy back and forth matchup, putting them in that second qualifying spot, meaning that when we got into our final brackets, we had Spirit, Prosto, HellRaisers, and a Vanguard. You can see on screen how everything played out until the grand final, which we just saw, which netted HellRaisers and Team Spirit both qualifying spots to the FACEIT Major in September, and also for HellRaisers $30,000 and $15,000 for Team Spirit. So not too shabby at all.
Not a bad day's work at all.
Qualify for a major, $1 million on the line. You've already been paid by qualifying there. Matthew, that is quite some stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. It's a feeling, you don't really forget it. I mean, even just taking part to a major is something that's going to stay with you forever. And I really like Angel's attitude last interview we had for him when he was like, this is just a step, this is a step for something bigger. We are looking for something bigger. And I think it's a nice way for them to look at it. They are HellRaisers. They want to establish themselves as one of the best team in the world. Obviously, they're trying to do that, and that's a long road. Getting to a major is a very long road, and this is an extremely important step. And I'm pretty sure those players are just stoked and happy today.
And with that said, we can now start drawing the CIS minor to a close. Halvor and I was going to say Maniac or Matthew there, completely lost your name.
Okay.
It's been an absolute pleasure. As always, would you like to say anything else before we let everybody go?
No, it'd be fun following the CIS region, not a region that we get that much exposure of, on a regular basis with the international tournaments that we have. Definitely see some talent growing here, and some new names pop up. So always fun to see. And again, following the ups and downs of every team's how they deal with the mental challenge of actually having to try to qualify for a major like this, it always tells a lot about the character of a squad. And I think someone like Spirit, you can't necessarily count them out when Challenger comes around.
Halvor, you'll be heading home. Matthew, you'll be back next week, correct, at the end of next week, which we'll get onto shortly. Would you like to say anything else?
Well, I think Halvor put it very well. I think it was very refreshing to see kind of new teams, see some new kind of CS, see the rise and falls of the teams. It was a very great week.
Indeed. And with that said, let's properly put this minor to a rest. HellRaisers have come out on top and Spirit have finished second place. Those are our 2 qualifiers to the FACEIT Major in September. Now, everybody at home, don't forget to check us out on social media using the hashtag FACEITMinor if you'd like to get involved in the conversations and content. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever else. Also, we have giveaways. We have one very big giveaway, in fact, and it's the Miners Millionaire giveaway. 2 million FACEIT points on the line. All you need to do to get involved is head on over to faceitmajor.com/giveaway. That will be it from us for now. Do not forget, though, as I'm sure many of you are already aware, we still have 2 minors to come. We finished Americas, we finished the CIS, and on Monday at 10 a.m. we kick off with the Asian minor, and then shortly after that, during the middle or end of the week, we get into the European minor. So we still have a lot of stacked competition to come. Thank you to Halvor, Maniac, Freya, James, DDK, everybody else who's been involved this week, and Last Production, and you guys for watching. We will see you then.